Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video, and today we are here for the final assessment in the F1 Esports Pro Exhibition. This is assessment number 4, which is a knockout kind of tournament using the one-shot qualifying mode around Silverstone. So yeah, we had a bracket going into this. I'll put it up on the screen around about now. As you can see there, our first round against Tang Tianyu, the Chinese qualifier, and we will verse the winner of Alessio and Benz or Chan Kinsey, whoever wins that match. So yeah, going to be facing off against our main rival. Or well, that's what I predict anyway, because I think Alessio will manage to beat the other two drivers. Yeah, this first round then, unfortunately, I, for whatever reason, was having stutters. I'm not sure if you can see them in the recording, but as you can see there, a very scruffy lap so far. The stutters were extremely annoying. I was kind of worried if they were to cost me the first round. It is a best of 3, so first to 2 wins essentially wins the series. Yeah, it's not just like this one single round and then you're through or you're out. It's a best of 3, so yeah, coming through Magus Beckett's Chapel. Second sector split at 0.9, which really is not great at all. I looked at my steering wheel and I see now it's still in P1, so yeah, not the greatest of laps by Tang. Our lap once again was not brilliant, taking too much curb there through the final sector, and up to the line to finish the first round. We do take the win with a 0.8. Once again, not a great lap. The laps I was looking to be doing are around 0.5s, maybe 0.6s, that might be enough. But yeah, that was enough to win the first round, and as I said, you have to win 2 in a row. And our second sector split, 0.8 there, a little bit better. Still could be a little bit faster, but it'll do. Making sure not to invalidate on the exit of Stowe, especially when we're leading. No point throwing her away for nothing. Once again, into the chicane. We take that much nicer 5th gear on the exit and up to line. This is going to be a 1 minute 23.690, which is comfortably P1 and enough to get me through into the next round, which is against, of course, Alessio de Capua. So yeah, this is the guy that won Challengers, beat us by 9 points in the end in that Challenger series. So yeah, definitely who I'd consider my main rival and one of the favourites to win this whole thing, and one of the favourites to get picked from the draft. So yeah, getting into this one then, Alessio has some very good pace, so we need to make sure our laps are on point. Obviously turn 1 very flat, into turn 3 just after the 100 meter board, braking on the curb, down to 3rd gear, take that inside curb, we take that very nicely, down to 2nd, clip the apex, short shift up to 3rd, use that curb on the exit. And yeah, a very nice first sector, of course, activating DRS. And the first sector split, as we go past it now, 0.664, which is very good. Down to 4, we take too much curb on the inside there to Brooklands, and then Luffield is not great either. And coming out of Luffield, you probably won't be able to see, but on my steering wheel, we are in 2nd place. So yeah, a little bit worrying at this point. I thought, well, my first sector was really good, which just means Alessio had a good first sector as well, and then he got the start of Sector 2 right, but we can still make up that time through Maggots, Beckett's and Chapel now, down to 7th gear, making sure not to slide too much, and we get that corner pretty nicely, and as we look at our Sector 2 split, 0.841, which is a pretty decent lap, and we're still in P2, so right now, Alessio's on a really good lap as well, into Stowe, 6th gear, take a little bit of that curb on the inside, almost invalidating, pushing quite hard now into the final chicane, shaft 100 meter board, down to 3rd, a little bit wide, short shift to 5th on the exit. Not the best lap. Up to the line. It's going to be very close. And we did, in fact, manage to win that one, despite being behind the whole lap. And I was surprised by this. And you'll see why now as we go onto the results screen. 1,000th of a second separating me and Alessio. I thought that was absolutely crazy. I thought Alessio was on a mega lap, because my lap was pretty decent, and I was behind the whole lap, or at least it said on the dashboard anyway, on my wheel. So yeah, but we didn't give up, we just kept pushing, and we take it by 1,000th, and we're 1-0 up, and we have one more if we want to secure that 2-0 win and move into the finals. So getting straight into the second lap, we know that Alessio has just as much pace as we do, so we really cannot afford to make mistakes, otherwise we'll be punished and we'll lose the round. Into turn 3, once again, just after the 100 meter board, breaking on the curb, taking even more curb on the inside that time, I think, so even better first sector, we take more of this left apex, short shift to 3rd and 4th once again, using that curb on the outside. and that was probably the best first sector I've done. And as we come up to the sector 1 split, it's a low 0.6 first sector, which is pretty good in one shot. We get there. Brooklyn's much nicer. Same with Luffield. Actually a bit wide through Luffield. But we took that pretty nicely. But once again, we're down in P2. So Alessio, ruthless. He's not letting us lead at any point in this lap. Coming through cops now, obviously flat. And preparing yourself for Maggots, Beckets, and Chapel. Very easy to mess up, in my opinion, especially with my setup. As you can see, I'm sliding a bit. But we take that fairly nicely at DRS open. And the second sector split a little bit slower this time, actually. So 0.89, I believe that says, or 0.883. And we're still in P2, coming into Stowe. A little bit of that inside curve once again. And we have to lift off because we almost run wide from understeer. And coming into the last chicane, doesn't look like we're going to get this one. We take that pretty nicely into 5th gear. Use that curb on the exit. And up to the line. We've somehow got P1 again. We have managed to win 2-0 versus Alessio. We are going through to the finals. And as you see now, very close. But if you look at Alessio's last sector compared to mine was a 0.8, his was a 0.9. So, yeah, he made a mistake in sector 3, which cost him. It looked like he was definitely going to win that one. But, yeah, that just shows how essential it is just to keep it clean and consistent, even if the lap is not, mind-blowing in itself. So, yeah, we take the win versus Alessio and we move on into the finals. And now in the finals, we're against Sebastian Job. And if you don't know who this is, he is not from, F1 is not his main game. I believe he plays iRacing mainly, and he is one of the best on there. And I believe he does some real-life racing as well. So, yeah, a pure sim racer. He's come over to F1 to try and get into the F1 Esports series. He qualified through the time trial qualification, so that's why you wouldn't have seen him in my challenges videos if you watch them. He's took a different route through the time trial. But he did get P3 in that China race in assessment number 3. So, yeah, he's definitely very quick. And so, yeah, getting into our first lap then. In the finals, turn 1, obviously, I'm pretty sure this was our fastest lap as well. So, that we ever did. So, yeah, coming through turn 3, breaking on the curb, as I've said many times before. Bring it over to the right a little bit and then down into this left-hander, taking that inside curb, using a bit of the exit curb, straightening up the car, activating DRS as soon as possible. Fairly tidy for sector, not the absolute fastest I've done, but sector 1 split, still a 0.66. So, yeah, down into Brooklands and Luffield. We take it very nicely. And coming out of that corner, we are in P1 right now, at least on the steering wheel anyway. So, yeah, looking to be a very tidy lap so far. Once again, flat out through cops, no problem there. And preparing ourselves for Maggots, Beckett's Chapel section once again. And we actually take a lot of inside curb there, and that's going to help us. A very good run. As you can see, 0.80 sector 2 split. So we are on track to do, I believe, a 0.5 if this last sector goes well into Stowe. Making sure not to lose the whole lap here. A little bit cautious, probably could have took more speed. And into the final chicane, just after 100 meter board on the curb, down to 4th gear. A little bit deep once again. Short shifting up to 5th, use that exit curb. And up to the line, it's going to be a 1 minute 23.594. So, yeah, happy with that one. Not the fastest lap. People have definitely gone faster doing this, maybe 0.4s. But in the finals, a little bit more extra pressure. Yeah, I was happy with that lap. And we take the lead 1-0 in the finals. And now we just need one more win, one more good lap to secure our win in this 4th assessment. So on the final run now, or what we hope is our final run through turn 3, how is it this time? A little bit wide of the apex. And yeah, not perfect that time. I think you can notice we didn't take much inside curb through turn 3. But nevertheless, turn 4 was fairly decent still. And now our first sector split. Still a 0.6, so yeah, didn't really affect me too much. A little bit tight going into Luffield. The car drifts out wide. We bring it back, short shift up to 5th. And yeah, not so tidy this time around. And I believe at this point we are in P2. So yeah, we got some time to make up, hopefully. Maggots and Beckett's could save us. We have been pretty strong through there. Not perfect, but we haven't really made any mistakes. Despite our sliding around on the setup. And that time, we take it fairly good once again. And as you can see, the second sector split was almost as fast as what we did before. So, yes, very good Maggots and Beckett section right there. Into Stowe, 6th gear once again. Being quite careful once again. And now coming into the final few corners. And yeah, I'm not quite sure what happened here. It really didn't go well there. And coming up to the line, we are going to win it with a low 0.6. That could have easily been a 0.5 again. But we end up taking the victory. We win assessment number 4. And that is, as you can see how close it is there, less than a tenth. GG to Sebastian and all of the guys in the Pro Exhibition. There is no, like overall winner. As I mentioned in a previous video, it is just a showcase of the driver's skills. And yeah, I think we've done a good job. And we have a good chance of being picked for the F1 2021 Pro Championship. So yeah, that's the end of these Road to Esports videos, you could kind of call them. Started off with them qualifiers, and then the challenges, and then this Pro Exhibition. And hopefully we've done enough to get picked by an F1 team. So yeah, that's it for today, guys. Thank you all for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe if you did enjoy, and I will see you in the next video.